Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm doing all right. Gonna be trying to head to bed soon. I've got pain management in the morning, so got to be up and out of here fairly early to get there. So I just been rewatching my Ink Master series, and uh, it what it is they have challenges. They have a flash challenge, and then one person wins that, and they get to choose their canvas for the uh main challenge. And on the episode I'm watching now, it was about uh people that have lost their loved ones in war. um yeah, that hits. I am so grateful that there's very little chance of my kids ever being killed in the line of duty. Um, but my dad, you know, he was in the Navy during wartime, and so many people have lost so much family in the stupid wars that we humans create. It breaks my heart, literally. Uh, there's a song by the Statler brothers that I cannot listen to without bawling my eyes out, because the name of the song is More Than a Name on a Wall. And I feel every word of that song, even though I've been lucky enough not to lose anyone to violence or in a war. It still hurts me to the core. Back, God, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, back 2 years ago, my youngest son was having a graduation that I was able to go to, and my daughter-in-law came and picked me up, and my youngest son brought me home. And when he did, we of course were doing the back and forth music, oh, here's one I know you'll like, oh, here's one I think you'll like, and yeah, that one's awesome, I'm playing that for you, Mom, kind of thing. And I don't remember the name of the song, but he put it on, and it was a music video along with the song, and it was showing combat veterans, well, people in combat getting hurt, maimed, and destroyed. And I think it played maybe 30 seconds, and by the end of that 30 seconds I was a blubbering mess. And Jonathan turned it off, and he's like, Mom, are you okay? I'm like, he's like, I thought you would like the song. I'm like, I felt that pain so much. I don't have to lose somebody to know how they feel, because that is the essence of being an empath. We feel, and we feel so deeply. You know, I can read a person, and I do it unconsciously, and my actions always go off of that, because, you know, I don't listen to words, I listen to body language and actions. And that's how I get my information. So, I mean, it's my greatest fear, losing one of my children. That is any parent's greatest fear. Um, my oldest is going on his second. Good girl, Jet. You got your toy. I know, baby. um, my oldest son, Chris, is going on his second sea duty tour. And he, again, will be on a submarine. And I have had many horrible nightmares about that. I have terrible nightmares about some sort of accident happening while they're submerged, whether it be some sort of, malfunction, some sort of accident, whatever it may be. But I have terrifying nightmares about it, because, I mean, if you're on the ocean, you at least have some chance of survival. But being under the water is really terrifying for me. When he was on his first sea duty tour, they were doing practice runs of emergency surfacing. And my son is so like me. They both are. But he said that was the most fun thing he had ever done. They they have to practice these things, so if something does happen, of course, then people know how to react. But it still terrifies me. And with both my sons in the nuclear field, that terrifies me. How's it going to affect their health in the long term? Not only their hearing, but their physical and, cellular, on a cellular level. I mean, it just, I worry just like any other mother does. Sometimes I take it to extremes, but that's just me. I pray to the gods and goddesses that the future gets better, Not for me, but for my kids and grandkids. I don't want a world of violence for them. You know, my youngest son, he has different gifts than me. He can kind of manipulate energy in his body to change things. I mean, anybody that does energy work understands you can manipulate the energies in one area to relieve pain, help heal injuries, and he's really good at that. You know, my aunt practices Reiki, and you know, for a long time she has been, you know, was looked at by a lot of people as kooky because she did that, and now it's more of an acceptable thing to learn. Nowadays, being weird and unusual is more celebrated than being normal. You know, you look at people and tell them you're a witch or you are a practicing Wiccan. You know, people like, oh, okay, cool. But when, you know, up until very recently, it was looked on as evil and subversive behavior, and they look at you like you were in a cult. But you know, I've been studying the Wiccan path for 15 years now, and I'm not devout by any. I don't do daily rituals. I don't take the time to do things daily that a lot of people do, but that's a good thing about being a Wiccan. You don't have to follow anybody else's rules. You know, I send out positive energy to those that I can hopefully try to help. You know, when I say I'll pray for somebody, that's what I do. I send healing energy in the hopes that it will help them go through what they're going through and overcome it. But I'm not, you know, I'm not all about it all the time. It just is a statement of my beliefs, not my actions a lot of times. You know, when I need to act, I can, but I let karma take its course for the most part. I don't need to do things like that. You know, a lot of people will look at someone and say, "Oh, well, I don't believe in witchcraft and all that mumbo jumbo." But you'll see them back away really quickly if you ask them for a piece of your hair. A piece of their hair, I should say. Yeah. Then they start getting worried. So, you know, I love how people are so hypocritical. It's amusing to me. Yeah, no, it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Let me have some of your hair. Yeah, one of the sayings that I like is, "Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cackle maniacally and everyone backs away slowly." I'm like, yeah, that about covers it. But I've always been empathetic. My entire life, I've had prophetic dreams, and it's all my dreams have never been anything earth shattering, and they don't seem like anything when I dream them. But then in the moment, I'm like, wait a minute, I dreamed this not long ago. And then it just, boom, it's happened. I think one of the first times I had a dream that uh, turned out coming true. When I was young, I never met any of my mom's sisters or kids, or any of their kids. So I ended up one night having a dream, and I was dreaming that me and my brother were playing with the two sons of my Aunt Rhonda, Kurt and Mike. Curtis and Mike, yeah. And in my dream, we were all just outside playing, and we were playing with like a rubber ball. Don't remember what was going on, but somebody, this is in my dream, somebody got hit by the ball, and it hurt them a little bit, but nothing severe. And we all just went back home to my Aunt Rhonda's home. And I had never met my cousins at that point. And then I think it was Christmas time, sometime in the later part of 82 or beginning of 83, we made a trip to Texas to visit them, and it fucking happened. I know. I was, 8th grade, 82, I was 14. But what I dreamed, exactly the way I dreamed it, played out while I was down there. And that was I think that's the first time I can remember having one of my dreams come true. And, it's not something I control. It happens. I wish it would show me important things that I could stop or change, but it is what it is. I just grew up knowing, sometimes my dreams come true. But I never know what one it will. Luckily, it's never been anything horrible. Reality's bad enough for that. But, I've always been different. I've known that. But it wasn't till I started learning about witchcraft and Wicca that I realized I wasn't that different. I was just uneducated. And then everything finally clicked as to why I felt things so deeply and why other people's pain hurt me almost as much as it hurt them. And, you know, I really do pray to the goddess that we don't go into some kind of war, and that my kids will be safe in their time in the military, because I know if I lost one of my kids, that would break me. Losing daddy almost broke me. Losing one of my kids, or God forbid my grandkids, that would kill me. I would break. But, you know, with the goddess's blessings, that'll never happen. God knows I don't want to outlive them. But it is hard for me to watch some things, because I do feel those things so deeply. So I do have to be very careful what I watch, which is really ironic that I can sit there and watch horror movies and not feel it internally, because I know it's all fake. But if I watch medical shows, you know, I can't watch those. I can't watch cop shows, because those do hit closer to home. And, you know, reality shows are almost as bad for me sometimes. So I don't watch a lot of reality shows, but, you know, I do watch a couple. No, actually 3, 4. But a lot of people don't understand what it means to be an empath. And in essence, you feel everything more intensely and deeply than an average person. So you have to guard yourself a lot. But, you know, I am so proud of my sons for taking that step and joining the military and serving their country, even if this country is fucked to hell. But, alright, I'm done rambling, I guess. I just wanted to talk about it. Don't make fun of people that claim to be empaths, because we deal with a lot of pain. But we can also help people. So, alright. I thank you for watching. I hope y'all have a good night. And I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.